quickly glance at these fleets because I had to make sure they worked. But I've not actually closely looked at them. So, we're starting with Liz's Set Me on Fire. And we're starting with a Euclid. Poland, cheap fiber, everyone. You're going to have to sell me pretty hard on Poland. I'm very fond of Texas. Right. Why do I have tiers on? Oh well. So a laser ship with a paladin. Nice. Unguided hits on hull. Okay, so they're just big ass torpedoes. I can deal. Air power equipment. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, so this is a big defense ship. I actually enjoy it when I'm casting something where I don't really know the all the mods, because then I get to see cool things and it makes me download them and play it. We also have Beautiful Women and Vodka. Well, I'm married and I have rum, so let's pull in of handsome men too. I've been hit on by guys a lot. Okay, so we've got XIV Peacekeepers, which are actually pretty nasty, and a couple of Talon H's, probably because just using leftover points. This is definitely going to be a heavy defense ship, at least. I think it is. Then, so I haven't ever looked at San Iris. Thoughts on 096? I haven't looked at it yet. If story points are still a thing, then it still kind of sucks. There you go. There's my opinion. I heard that the huge buffs the Eagle got kind of walked back, though. So there's that. Naolg Cannon. Split in 14 small pellets. Is it a thing that shoots shotgun shells? That would be really cool. Urchin Flak. It's an explodey sort of affection? Because it shoots exploders. The point defense appears to be explosions. Antimatter engine, what does that do? Oh, that's from the gas station dudes. Prototype. Okay, so a sort of a... Alright, sure. Why not? It go fast do. What's agent on manufacturing? More armor. Oh, it loses dissipation as it gets damaged? Oh. That's well done. And it reduces... And the hull takes more damage. Oh, you do not want to take hull damage. Oh my god. I assume they must have some pretty serious advantages to make up for that. Regenerative field on the horn, reducing the damage received to a minimum and slowly recovering lost armor. Okay. This giant thing, is that a separate slab? Hey, cool if it is. Then we've got a couple Ketters with Frighteners, which are one of my favorite things to see. Heavy Moonfires and a Starlight Moonfire. Okay. Very nice. The Iron Shell's Aquila Reactor, which... that's going to make this a very violent Keter. Corrosion Piercer Armament. Total... Okay, sure. Frequency Buffer Grid. Soft Flux has a buffer. Soft Flux automatic. Okay, so it just lets it shoot more. What mod are these ships from? So the Ketters, for example, the... Okay, so we've got basically 5 mods in action, right? The Ketters here are from Approlight. This fucking monster's from San Iris. This is going to be from Philip Andrada's gas station manager. And then we've also got Scalartech Solutions, which this weapon is from. And... Iron Shell. Iron Shell's the other bugger, which is where these fighters are from, among other things. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Bento Bio 150. That's a big cannon. Solar livery? Okay, so that doesn't matter. Okay, sure. Why not? It's basically a giant mud skipper Mark II. BA-150. Similar thing? Oh, Ogjets. And that thing. Antimatter micro-missile pod. That's kind of funny. Mix and match stuff? In this case, yes. Okay. Okay. So it feels like these two things are supposed to act as the defense, while these kill everything. Sure, I'm game. And who are we up against? Hrothgar, kind of. Hrothgar, kind ofs. Swoosh this goose. Epimetheus EM 15,000. It looks ridiculous. I love it. Antimatter cannon. Please tell me it's a giant fuck flamethrower. Please. I want it to be. What's the system? Also plays a nice jingle? Oh, I want to hear it. Dying blaze beams. Alright. Micro-missile pods. Some tiers. Maximum fuel storage refit. Convince the ship's cargo holds to store fuel. Increased death explosion damage and radius. Maximize fuel storage. Increase death explosion. Yes, I want to see it explode, please. Oh, that's all I'm looking forward to now. Heavy multi-shot. Spewing a large volume of heated bolts. Okay. So so I'm getting the idea from Sanires that they're very much a bullet curtain kind of faction, which I can totally get behind. The Courageouses are very nice. They're basically like Tempests, but violent. Skirts are pretty similar, if I recall correctly. Oh, these been overridden too, Christ. Were these overridden? No, just hardened. Alright. Overrides and hardened subsystems, huh? Hem class stress heads. Antimatter thrower. That's gotta be a flamethrower, please. I need more flamethrowers in my life. And a Valorous XIV. What does Zondots do? So it does all of these things? If so, sweet. Anyway, so this is going to be an elite little boy. I can get behind that. Am I supposed to pronounce that Hyman or Himin? I want to say it's Himin. Ooh, a warp speed gun. Sure. Ooh, an active flare. Okay, so this is a distraction frigate. Alright, all I want is for this to explode, and to have a giant flamethrower. Let's do this thing. Oh, are those little, like, tentacle wibbly wobbly engine thrusters? That's so cool! How do you pronounce Hyman? Hyman. Is it not Hyman? Wow, what must it have taken to code those thrusters? Oh, that was cool. What just happened? Oh, that's some sort of electric system coming off the Keter. I don't actually know what that is. Oh, hello. Are you just... please blow one of them up. By the way, these mods, this tournament, this is so flashy. Really? That's your jingle? I hate you. You may not want to blow it up in the middle of your fleet. That poor Keter. Ooh, and that's bad. Is the Keter not dead? The Ketter's not dead. How? Surely this one's about to die. And all it did was take out its friends. Okay. Not as much of an increased radius as I was hoping for there, to be honest with you. I am very zoomed out, that's true, but also it's a giant ship that is presumably mostly composed of antimatter at the moment. Euclid appears to be handling itself just fine. That went sort of badly for the tanker. This horn thing appears to mitigate quite a lot. This isn't going for good for Hrothgar, kinda. Who is Hrothgar, kinda, by the way? The hymen has been hit. And broken. And I'm sorry. It does have shields, it's just mostly not using them. So, giant horn thing, are you not going to try to kill it? The Ketter's doing everything for you right now. There you go. Good boy. Come on. I want you to explode and take you with it. Well, I doubt it will at distances. That was brave. Foolish, but brave. You have no hull left. Explain. Oh, that's bad. Oh. Well, there goes most of the horn thing's hull. And most of the Epimetheus' hull. That's not a big explosion. I wouldn't have known that it had been modified at all. I'm disappointed. A 0 needs to be added onto the variable there. Why would they be nerfed? No, listen, explosions should be bigger for everything just base game, and then bigger again for the tankers before we even get to mods. There we go. Liz wins. Quite nicely, too. I'm not sure how much of that was Liz's strategy and how much of that was the opponent doing what they did. But anyway, PixiCode's Bojo's Bulger Brogram. I'm a little mad you made me say that. Anyway. What are these names? Okay, so a pupil. Interesting. So a standoff? Frigate distraction thing? Yes. And then a couple of XIV Moras. We have rulers. Sure. Okay. Looks like you're intending these to be sort of anchors? Sure. Moras definitely do that. Millilitro Heavy Fighter. Advanced. Yeah, okay. Looks good. And then it does Soulfire. Ooh, Chain Skimmer, right? That's that's a good fighter. Oh, it's not just the... Oh, that's not nice. That's mean. I hate Moras. Right. Oh, an EMP. Okay, sure. And igniters, moonfire. No expanded missile racks, despite the fact you've got it chunked with torpedoes. So, sure, why not? Curl. So a very wide fleet, this one. I say that. Here's an audacious. Really? Yeah, okay. That's what you want to do. That's interesting. I can see that working well if the AI uses it well. Will it use it well? I don't trust it. Strands are pretty good. Same fighter loadout as the Moras. Okay. Very fighter heavy and very reliant on the millilitros and the Dessous. And between the Tress and the Strands, those fighters are going to be difficult to get rid of. Okay, I see what you're doing here. Versus Arthr's Ultimate Shadow Cabal Armada, consisting of, well, more of these, each of which is slightly different? What am I looking... Okay. The first one, which I'm gonna have to refer to them by name, the Turbo Wizard Money Thug. 4 nail cannons and just tons of light urchin flak, which is, you know, fine. ITU, rangefinder, ECCM, and antimatter engine. Flux conduits, spandex mags. Do these benefit from... They do. An automated repair unit, aux thrusters, and an omni conversion. Sure. Then Glory King Hammerfall, which has damn near the same things as far as I can tell, but there's a mortar here. Apropos of nothing. And like one more vent. I don't understand. And then War Swag Superstar, and now the mortar's over fucking here. What the? Did the first one have a mortar somewhere? It doesn't, and it has one less vent. Where did it go? Did the urchin flags cost more? They do. They're 3 points. Why? You had to make separate variants for this. I know you did. Okay. So these were all Leviathan defense classes, though. Now, Hyperblast Mega Master, the offense version, and the mortar's there now. It's no different. It's still got the horn. It just does it different. You had to make separate variants for all. What is wrong with you? You know what? I'm not even mad you're gonna have to deal with a fighter fleet anymore. Which, a fighter-based fleet is gonna kind of invalidate the defensive horn things, but they're so covered in point defense it might not matter. Assuming the light urchin flags are good, these are higher grade fighters they're up against, and Actually, I think they're shielded fighters, aren't they? And that's his flak. So they might just get eaten alive, actually. Even with that much point defense. Not to mention the distraction frigates. That is a lot of flak. Okay, now I know why you submitted this fleet. To stress my bloody computer, the flak works by spitting projectiles that then explode. You dick. I was right, though. Flak's not going to help you against a bunch of elite-grade shielded fighters. Oh, right, and I forgot the PD suppression that comes out of the strands. Yeah, they're fucked. There's one. I don't feel bad for you. Not after what you made me have to look at. Two. So this one was an offense version. Does that mean it rams things with this spike? Am I gonna get to see it before it dies? Probably not. Nope. Mean fleet does poorly, film at 11. Bias and rig streamer. 3. Just like we learned in Star Wars. I think the situation is slightly different. If what's-his-face, protagonist Kun, had like 50 friends, and the Death Star had no friends, and no turrets, I think it would have been a different movie. Yes, I've forgotten what the Star Wars protagonist's name is. It doesn't matter. He's boring. Then again, it was better than the prequels. Anyway. Moving on to MrMagalor's Primo Berg, which has an Endeavor in it. Heavy frag gun? This is another Sanires thing. Hyper brittle warhead. Okay, so they really are all about splitting and lots of projectiles. A Lunar Rose MIRV. Okay. That could be nice. Assuming it hits. More Peacekeepers. The Ocular Reactor and Gula Warheads. Okay. So it's more or less a missile buff. Alright. Sure. What else we got? Bachelors with Heavy Antimatter Destabilizer. Anti-fighter. Projectiles explode. I kind of want to see that in action. That sounds fun. I appreciate that joke, Nuck. Alright. No, that could be cool. Tablets with pulsar, antimatter, warp speed. Sure. Xion class. What are these? Kolga Light. The light variant of Sanires Max. Plasma burn, soul rifle, lightweight. Okay, sure. Bangin'. Can't wait to see. Long range supply. Supply restoring half. Ooh, really? That's cool. Oh, that's cool. I want to see that in action too. Sentience class. Isn't this a defense ship, like almost purely? Hasn't stopped him from throwing moonfires and purging fires on it. What? It's gotten a little more offensive since I last saw it. Bosons, I remember these. like to dink around everywhere. It's got an antimatter thrower, so it automatically gets my approval. Okay, so this looks like, very anti-fighter. Not a lot of direct power, but we'll see. And then Idiopathics, so this is legal, which means Idiopathic is planning on screwing everyone over again. Why am I not surprised to see Peacekeepers and Mililitros again? Also, Lotus Charge Launcher. Special canister shells. Targeting... Okay, and he's used spandex racks as well. Sure. Strands, why not? Get more of these in. Use all the best fighters. Tresses too, why not? Heavy use of the tier torpedoes as well. The Audacious, more of the Lotus charges, which I wonder why. Vanagloria ionized. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, sure, why not? So I don't have to look at this disgusting spam. You can spam with guns too. Some curls, I assume, just as distraction, and a hero dram. You know what, Idio? I have to give you a little credit. You included a hero dram. Alright. Having said that, please die, Idio. Did you hear cat noise? Probably. I've got cats. And they're probably going to start begging for food, despite the fact it's 2 hours to dinner time. Why is Hero Dram all the way over here by itself? Sure, why not? Boson, kill the Hero Dram. Nah, it doesn't want to. Something hit it anyway. Where'd the Boson go? Is it just me, or is it chaining for a lot longer than it usually does? That lasted like 4 times as long as I've ever seen a Boson chain for. Is it number of targets? Oh, a Tress is already down. Looks like it got too close. Why do I hear what sounds like constant fireworks? Is that the antimatter torpedoes? The micro ones, that is? No, not the autocannons. That's not what I know what that sounds like. There goes the sentience. The other sentience is not long for this world, I don't think. Surely you can deal with one more by yourself. Even with Hero Jam shooting missiles up your arse. Ah, that doesn't look good. One of the tablets is down. One of Idio's curls is down, but there goes that bachelor. And this sentience is doing badly, and this carrier's up front, and now it's going to die. Yeah. Sorry, Magalor. It's a shame. I thought your fleet might have a shot against this. It seemed fairly chunky against fighters, but it's Idiopathic. Idiopathic brings us nothing but despair. All these tier torpedoes are really, like, they're a large part of the problem here. Alright. Well, we have that out of the way. Right. Hrothgar, again, with the Trioculus Pact Fleet, which consists of 2 Endeavors this time, with hypervelocity drivers. Ah, and what are these? Gladius XIV. Alright, sure. Why not? I'm game. Some margins with tack lasers. Why not? A Vanguard XIV with mortars and railguns. Looks like it's just meant to be a little chunky dude. Another XIV Mora, but this time with a more interesting sort of loadout. We do have strands again, but this time with Horons, which let's see. Looks like it's an anti-fighter? Sure. And a Thunder Mark II Paralyzer. It still has an high-delay ion cannon. I guess it has 2 of them now. Sure, why not? Definitely not a horrible idea. Some tablets, what do they have? Yep. More or less the same thing. Some curls. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Looks good. Have fun. Not a lot of concentrated power in any one regard. I'd say it's a relatively well-balanced fleet. Is the cat climbing on your mic? The cat is... I don't know where the cat is. That's concerning. Then, CrashToDesktop's The Soups. Oh, these things. Well, I better see them being pretty bloody soup, then. Talaria TA-50, Advanced Supertanker Frigate. Sure. Azalian Lance. Alright. Pulse Repeater. What's this thing? Icon Elite Support Drone. Oh, it's got a hypervelocity. Sure, 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 sure. Aw, Howler, my boy! I'm so proud of you. Skirt class super with the disruptors and looks like some Lisette pulses. Perfectly good option. Calligraphers, not tablets. Right. A Strauss blaster, hey? Alright. We do have an Endeavor here with Zyphosis. Okay. A Barretta Flechette Cannon. And hypervelocities. Rulers. We do have some curls as well. With Strassettes. So what we have here... We've got a bunch of super frigates that are more or less relying on the principle of I've got a bunch of big ass energy weapons, or in these guys' case, just a nice kinetic HE balance and safety overrides. It really is just super frigates with one big capital to take the heavy shots where they need them to, and some support, which I assume is to keep them from getting just eaten by fighters. This seems like it should be a relatively level battle. I'm excited to see. Impress me, please. Oh, right, you guys do that. You should probably save the charges of that, shouldn't you? I know you can't hear me, but I wish you did. Seeing that many super frigates move in on things so quickly is a little intimidating. Now, you're gonna have to get quick kills, guys. Or you will die. And those vanguards are chunky. Probably hasn't turned off damper field since the moment it locked eyes. Voice detection fleet coming during win. As soon as it stops being a horrible idea. Balls to the wall, no chill. Parry this, you filthy casual. Thank you, CDD. You have to die first or die last. So the Endeavor is going after the Strand. But it's going to have to deal with the other Endeavors, which also have quad HVELs. So, that's totally going to go well if it goes in unsupported. And are the super frigates... Well, one of them's getting eaten alive by fighters and still having trouble with that Vanguard. Where did all the other super frigates go? They're just kind of wandering around over here? Kind of not quite engaging this Endeavor? Not aggression. Enough aggression, quite. That one just got shocked in the arse by a curl. Well, there goes a margin, though. And a curl somewhere else. Your super frigates aren't being very super. They're just kind of hanging out. And this Endeavor is going to die. Oof. Well, one of the enemy margins died again. And a curl. But we lost a Valorous. The Griffer up here for... not sure why. Yeah, I apologize, CTD, but they really are just kind of... they've been just kind of doing not really anything. Which must be incredibly painful for you to watch. I mean, hell, the enemy frigates are being more offensive by a lot. No, not even fighter spam. Some fighters, but I wouldn't have called it spam. Well, then again, Strands and Moras? But they weren't like elite fighters the whole time. There was a fair amount of like cheaper stuff. Maybe fighter spam. But not fighter spam at the same level as the other fighter spam. Fickle finger of fate decided to flip me the bird today. Yep. I do apologize. I liked your fleet concept and all. And for a moment there was potential as they rushed in and started chewing on things. And then they just kind of got bored. Or tired. Or depressed. Something. You can't remember what you submitted? Well, I can't remember what I did yesterday, so, you know, that's okay. We all presumably make mistakes. And if we don't remember them, then it doesn't matter. I think that's where I was going with that. Probably. I should probably just speed this up. What's the button that does that? Is it this button? It's that button. Because without wishing to be mean, you are boned. There we go. Right then. LightningCutey's capital ship spam. Trademark. Starting with, not a bloody capital ship. You liar. Pyrosphere Thunder Cannon is super cool, though, and I don't get to see it often enough. Turret accelerators. Sure, why not? Also not a capital. Now the Frozen Yard. The Frozen Yard's a capital. What's this? Dagger XIV, Iron Hammer MIRV? That sounds fun. Condemnation, Antimatter Micros, Warp Speeds, Cleaving Fire, huh? Alright. A Keter M, Warp Speeds, Tacky Lances, a Gauss. Pretty nice stuff. Very nice stuff, actually. I already like this because this is a very dangerous ship. Right. Might I classes. These are cruisers, I think. Aren't they? I'm like 40% sure they're cruisers. Okay, so we're relying... You've got a Tousle, but other than that, it looks like we're entirely relying on this overcharge beam. Generates weapon charges. Oh, that's right, it can redo the thing. Oh, Magmite strikes, right? You... that's mean. Notos NS 15,000. Looks like an Excalibur that carries fuel. Augmented jets, sure. Twin pulse lasers? Warp speed railgun. And a couple of pyrospheres. Okay, why not? Alright, cutie. I'm with you. NUCCubus's antimatter matters. Okay. Starting right off with the nuck fuck. I can't say that with a straight face. I'm a professional streamer. A plasma cannon and an auto pulse. Light needlers. You dick. Okay. Spandex mags. Fairly standard. Standard in terms of the weaponry. I thought this was a Christian stream. I'm an agnostic who married a Catholic. What does that make this? Read all the names, please. Fuck it, we ball free premium gift fighter punks. Fuck off Ouroboros sacrifice. Okay. Anyway. The Cryas CR 15,000 armored tanker cruiser. You should have said Graviton tanker cruiser. Antimatter burst beam array? Sure. It's basically a high intensity laser sort of thing, I take it? And with a paladin, LRPD. So very, very long ranged. Could be neat. Ogjets, of course. A paladin. I wonder if 3 paladins with optics is enough to deal with all the fighter spam. You've got pretty good point defense, actually, overall. What are these? Hydria HA-150s. Phase tankers? Fuel delivery plus. Teleports a destabilized Syndrine plus brand antimatter. I love that. Needlers. Antimatter scatter blaster. Yeah, okay, sure, why not? Slint? Slint? ST50? Sure, why not? You're just using this as micro-missile delivery. Okay. Polybolos PB-50 tanker frigates. Why? Yeah, okay. Just a little ball. And then you did bring in a hero dram, or rather a sacrifice dram. Well, I really like both of these fleets. I don't really care who wins. Whoever wins is the one I retroactively like best. I am excited to see those pyrosphere cannons, though. You are indeed ball, Nuck. This fleet is sponsored by the Philip Andrada. Right. There's no way I'm reading all that. Those things are so beautiful. There we go. That's quite the noise. If you could push a little harder and kill one of these Midais, that'd really help you out. Like right now. Come on! Yes, damage! Even got some beam support? Oh, not quite. And then it backed off rather sharp as actually. That thing can move. Almost rammed its friend in the arse. Just pinging the Frozen Yard's hull off while it forgets to shield. Wow. That was too aggressive for the Keter. It recognized that and backed off. Okay. I don't really know who has the advantage here. Lightning is yet to lose a ship, but Lightning is mostly giant ships. You know, the last one of you that tried to play hokey with that ship died. You sure you want to do that? You're about to run out of flux. You're an idiot. You phased right out of the Thundersphere cannons. That was actually well done. You're still gonna die, though. Yep. Oh, but that capital isn't doing very well. It's getting melted down because of its shield radius. There it goes! The enemy Nodos and Bento both just died. Nuck might have it. That Frozen Yard is not doing a great job either. And this is a really well-designed Nodos here. Now, we still got one Thundersphere left on this Keter, I believe. It's trying very hard to... Oh! It's trying very hard to have a capital duel that goes in its favor. This little guy is helping out, though. This can go either way here, I think. There goes the Frozen Yard, though. Who all fought so far? You, for starters. Pretty much everyone, actually, I think. Unless I'm wrong. But I think this might be the last fight. This is close, but I think, yep, Nodos is gonna die. Which might actually be what decides this, because that Keter is still pretty strong. It is getting more of its hull pinged off by these little frigates, though, which is kind of funny. There goes the Might-Eye. So now it's the remainders of Nuck's fleet versus the injured Keter. Can they do it? I don't know. That's what making the firework noises, the micro antimatters. Alright, now I know. It is a lot of laser. There's still this thing left, though. Presumably... Oh, well... If the Keter just keeps teleporting and dropping shields, that kind of makes the difference all by itself. Very well done, Nuck. Take pride. And is that it? That's it. We're done. I believe that's everyone who was supposed to fight. I'm going to check the tournament chat real quick. Presumably. Alright. Yeah, no. Is there anything else I'm doing today?